of the natal astrology wheel. And I basically pulled out one card for each house, and each house represents one aspect of your life. This is a good thing to do at the beginning of the year, mainly because it will, touch upon all areas of your life, so that we can identify early on where the sore spots are, so that we can fix through the cards. So just let's get into it. So the first card represents your first house, and your first house is the image that you project into the world, the way that people see you. It's basically your personality and how people assess you. The Three of Swords in the reverse is, if you're going to get this card at all, it's better that it comes out in the reverse position, because it basically means overcoming challenges, obstacles, even bad times, and even, surviving the worst of it. A lot of new information, communication, and things like that have come to light during that Mercury retrograde period, throughout the majority. A lot more, I guess, like it's a healing process, okay? And a lot of the times, whenever might have been hurtful words thrown around, it usually makes us feel almost as if, we're at fault, almost as if we're not good enough. And I feel with this card showing up in the reverse position, I feel that you're regaining your perspective. You're coming into a sense that, it's not just me. It takes two people for any interaction to go awry. So I feel that you're owning up to the things that you might have said, or the other person might have said. And you're seeing this situation, whatever has transpired, in a very, I want to say, like in an enlightened perspective, so that you're able to see that it's not just you. It requires, other people to contribute to a problem. So this is a card about, overcoming obstacles, overcoming challenges. And so you're heading into this year in a very, very, very hopeful frame of mind. I feel like a lot of you might have left behind old jobs. A lot of you might also have, this is the card that, the message that came out with this card is an end to a separation. So that can go two ways, literally ending a relationship, or, if you have been kind of like been a distance, or have been estranged from somebody, this is a card about reconciliation and coming back together. Okay, so it's a very positive card overall. So the way that people see you as it relates to this card is, I feel that you're heading into this year, and especially this month, in a very jolly mood, actually. So whatever somber mood you might have, carried with you, your money, your finances, and your value system. So with the Queen of Wands, this is a very, very powerful card, and it indicates a person taking charge of their responsibilities, delegating responsibilities, taking care of things in a very structured, matter of fact, in a very courageous manner. So whatever, if you're dealing with like customer service, for example, if you're dealing with complaints from the company or the environment that you work in, what it indicates to me is this is a person that does not shy away from conflict. They want to resolve things, and they don't back down from a fight. It's not a confrontational energy, but I feel like it is a person that's very no nonsense. When there's a problem, they get their hands dirty and they fix it. So I feel that you're doing a lot of damage control. You're doing a lot of fixing up, and you're doing a lot of getting things straightened out, getting things in order. So as it relates to your money house and your finances, you know where to look, you know how to branch out, you know how to connect with other people in order to land contracts, in order to secure financial abundance for yourself, and in order to, take control of your work situation. So this is a very dynamic, ambitious, goal-oriented type of an energy, and it looks really good. As it pertains to your values, I usually think of this card as the card of the mother. I feel that value system is greatly imbued from the maternal side of the family. Okay, so if you raised up, if you were raised by, your mother, even if, your parents were divorced when you were young, or, divorced recently, I feel like this card basically means that, the mother figure might have been somebody that was very strong, very courageous, and somebody that is, I almost want to say that passed down the qualities of, somebody who's hardworking, who's ambitious, who takes on a lot of responsibilities and knows how to, she knows her capabilities, she knows her strength. So I feel that a lot of a value system passed through from the maternal side of the family. Okay. Maternal, I almost want to say like grandmothers as well. I feel like a lot of you might have like a very, very strong maternal vibe within your household, where you really admire, look up to, and you imbue the values that was passed down through the maternal side. Not that the paternal side doesn't have anything to offer. It's just, I feel this coming through strongly. This is somebody that not only, can handle their professional life, their public image, and their work responsibilities, but they also run the home, keep the home very clean in a very meticulous manner as well. Now, in terms of your third house rules early communication and also your siblings. We do have the moon in the reverse position. So this is a card about enlightenment, okay? So whatever has been very hazy, very fuzzy, kind of convoluted, and there wasn't a lot of clarity, I feel that the communication comes through that is going to shine light on all of these things that might have been hidden or that might have been very confusing for you. So this is a card about, mental clarity, the fog lifting, and having all the information so that you are kind of like, so that you can take charge, so that you are feeling good about yourself and you're not feeling as if you're confused. So if you have recently, I feel like if you are recently, looking for work or even left a job behind, I do sense that there's more opportunities, and I feel almost as if there will be a lot more information regarding that last job that you left filtering through for this month. You might hear about some previous situation that might have happened, or you might have realized, what exactly happened that led to that demise. Okay, so there's a lot of clarity coming through when it comes to your communication, and I feel that you are communicating in a way that is also clear and concise, but at the same time that takes into account the other people's emotional needs. So I feel like you are a problem solver this month. Okay, you're like taking care of things, you're counseling or advising people, and you're doing so in a way where you really take into account what they need in order to accommodate them. So this is a very good card. As it pertains to siblings, and this is not going to apply to all. Some of us are only siblings within the household. But take the information that applies to you, and I would also encourage you to watch your rising sign specifically for this spread, mainly because it deals with the natal chart of the of astrology. So watching your rising sign, so I would say like watch your rising sign, your sun sign, and then your moon sign. Okay, so sun and rising would be very important for this spread specifically. As it deals with your sibling, with the moon in the reverse position, this is a card about people coming together as well, okay? And this is kind of like some thorough communication happening between siblings coming together, seeing a situation in reality, like seeing it coming into clear focus, so that we have like a common goal, so that we have a common mutual understanding as to how other people work. So if there has been some type of estrangement or some type of incompatibilities between siblings, at least now you know how to work with each other. So I do feel like, in some ways, this might have been working at cross purposes with each other, having different goals. You could even have the same goals, but just different ways of doing things. So this is a card about compromise and coming together. It's a good balancing act for you guys. Fourth house deals with family, the family that you grew up with and the family that you create right now. And it also deals with the mother. So let me talk about the family that you're creating right now, the family unit that you're in, the actual living structure that you have created for yourself. We have the Nine of Cups in the reverse position. So if you are living in a space right now, I feel like there is an element here about this space where it's not like the ideal situation, okay? I do see an environment where it seems like they're saying there's a lack. This is a card about indulging in abundance, okay? And just overall, it's a positive card that indicates abundance. So in the reverse, it feels to me like there's a little bit of lack. And I'm getting specifically lack of privacy. So I don't know if you're living with like other people, you're sharing space with other people, and it feels almost as if there's just a lot of people around. You don't have a moment of peace. You don't have your own privacy. And then on the extreme end, you could be sharing even a room with another person. And it just feels a little bit claustrophobic, a little bit cramped, and almost as if you don't have the privacy. It's not the ideal situation, but I feel that it is still very doable. It's still very manageable. And so I do sense if you are dealing with this, it's a good idea to start sorting this out because family life or environment is actually very important. So if you're dealing with this, don't let it, situation taken care of right now because it can snowball. Okay, just something to think about. What I'm also feeling as well with the Nine of Cups is I get this sense of like the walls closing in, so claustrophobia for some of you. Feeling almost as if, yeah, so lack of privacy is what I'm seeing the main focus. I do see dirty dishes, you know, people using dishes and not cleaning them right away, so that can be a little bit of a sore spot for you guys. Like, so talk to your roommates, talk to whoever it is that you're living with. Okay, I see like a kind of like a clutter and a messy environment. So I feel lack of space might be the problem here. What I'm also getting here as it pertains to the mother figure, and this is, whoever raised you. And if you are married, it could also indicate as well, the mother. But usually, traditionally in the natal chart, this is the house of the mother. What I'm getting with the Nine of Cups is it's somebody who might be, like on the surface, very polished, very, I want to say like very beautiful, dresses really well. And it's somebody who does care about appearance a little bit too much, okay? I feel that, she has very good redeeming qualities and things like that. But I feel like it's somebody who might be, who might not make rational decisions. So it's like spending outside of their income. So like being very extravagant with money, or somebody who could be like very, very calculating as well when it comes to money. I feel that this is somebody that coming in for this year, this issue about, outer appearance and things like that coming through from the mother figure might be something that you will have to contend with for some time this year, and especially for this month of January, okay? Fifth house deals with fun, recreation, and creativity. And we have here the Temperance card in the upright position. The Temperance card in the upright position is basically doing things in moderation. So overall, it is a very, very good card. So I feel like, in terms of how much you're going out and enjoying yourself this month, I feel like you're of the holiday season. Then I feel like you're cutting back. And overall, this is a really good card that it indicates, being a little bit more responsible, being a little bit more, I want to say like you want to pick the options, like the options for going out that are worth it, worth the cost, worth the enjoyment, rather than going all out. And then I feel like it's in the upright position as well. So I feel like there's also a lot of opportunities for, outdoor activities, hiking, jogging, and things like that. as well as, nightly activities such as going out on dates and going out and having fun. And this is generally a very positive card. I'm getting a message here, so I'm just going to pull out one card for you just to see if there's anything we need to worry about with the Temperance card in the 5th house. I believe Capricorn got the same thing. I believe Capricorn got the same thing. So we have here the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is showing up in the reverse position, so don't spend outside of your limits, okay? I feel some of you might be in a situation where you're kind of like invited out with a big group, for example. And I feel like, the bills are being divided up between different people. And then somebody just, you might have to like, cover the expenses for somebody else. That's what I'm sensing here with the Knight of Swords. I'm sorry, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and also with the Nine of Swords. So just be careful about that, okay? Keep cash on you. Keep cash on you at all times. It's good habit overall. And what I'm also feeling is, in the mundane sense, I do sense that a lot of you, your income house, it seems very busy. It seems very, very loaded. So I feel that you might not have the time in order to do that. So I feel like you're squeezing in things to do, but you might not overall enjoy yourself, okay? So choose activities wisely, choose the people that you want to see, and choose the places that you want to go to, because I feel like you're going to be the time for the people that are actually important, for the outings that are actually important. So I feel like you're cutting back on going out in general, okay? Which is fine. I feel like that's a responsible thing to do. 6th house deals with your health, your work, and your daily routine. We have here the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords, this is waiting on communication, okay? So I feel like a lot of you might be waiting on getting call back from clients, getting news back from like possible employers, or getting some type of communication back and forth. And I feel like very swift communication, emails, for example, phone calls. Keep those lines free. And, check your emails, refresh your browser, check your emails on a regular basis, because this is a lot of communication coming through in very, very fast channel. Okay? In the work environment too, I do see a lot of people who might be in sales. I do see a lot of people who might do like human resources, being a position where they're doing human resources, or they're in they're in charge of shipping, transport, or something like that. And I feel that there is a lot of like clients that you need to rearrange things with. So I feel this is a very busy energy. As it relates to your daily activities, like your daily routine, with the Page of Swords, this also indicates a lot of communication as well. And what I feel is, in your daily routine, there's a lot of like, waiting for somebody. So I keep seeing, an environment, a home environment that's a little bit crowded. And then somebody is waiting for somebody else to finish up using the bathroom before they can get ready in the morning. And likewise, somebody waiting on somebody to use the bathroom before they can get ready to go to sleep. So I feel like there's a lot of like waiting energy. There's a little bit of a sore spot when it comes to the family environment, okay? Let me see, health. With this card, there is communication regarding health issues as well. I feel like it's a very neutral energy. It's in the upright position. So there's going to be a lot of clarity as it pertains to health. And I do feel as well, like losing weight, having a game plan, wanting to like make some changes as it relates to like eating out, gaining weight, or trimming down and things like that. Okay, so getting into shape. It's not just about losing weight. I feel like getting into shape, getting into that ideal shape that you want, taking better care of your health, and eating things that will allow you to trim down a little bit. Okay, so trim down excess, trim down the fat, trim down excess calories is what I'm getting. So positive card. Now, seventh house, we do have the King of Swords in the reverse. The seventh house deals with your relationships. And this is romantic relationships as well as business partnerships. Okay, so this is like relationships, long-term partnerships. We have the King of Swords in the reverse position. So this is an air sign that you are dealing with. So Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, they're a sun, moon, or rising sign, okay? The King of Swords in the reverse is somebody who is quite emotionally distant. They're kind of cold. And I feel that the way they communicate, it might be a little bit, it might cause you, might be a cause for concern for some of you. This is somebody who's not very emotionally expressive. They might feel things, but they don't know how to express it, or they choose not to express it. In the negative manifestation of this sign, it could be somebody withholding information, information or news that might be distorted in order to serve a specific end, okay? So I feel like some of you are involved with this person right now because it shows up in your seventh house. So be careful about dealings, business dealings, also with relationships too. And I'm going to look into your relationship spread right after this reading. Okay, so just keep that in mind, and we're going to look at it a little bit more in depth in a little bit. So eighth house deals with joint finances. It's also the house of, sex, rebirth, regeneration, sex, death, rebirth, and regeneration. It's also considered a psychic house. And I'm just going to say this because the second house and the eighth house are kind of like across from each other. The second house deals with your money and your values, and the eighth house deals with joint finances, right? And it's also considered a psychic house as well. And with the King of Cups, this is your intuition kicking in overdrive, okay? And I feel what it is that you really need to trust your intuition. And I feel that no matter what people are telling you, you know like where you stand, and you don't budge, okay? You are also a fixed sign, but I feel that the way that you come across, you know where you stand. And what I also feel with this is like you've been through some similar experience in the past where you might have been, lied to. And in whatever capacity, it's not always just, romance and things like that. Just overall, I feel like you might have been in situations where things might have been rough for you, and you don't want to do anything to land yourself back there, right? So you have a lot of psychic intuition coming through in order to help you navigate a similar situation that is happening right now. This is overall. What I do feel is you're dealing with somebody who possibly is a water sign, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And this is somebody who is very, very loving, very, very generous. And I feel like they are providing not only the financial support, but I feel like they trust you with their finances, and they trust that you are sound of mind and that you are fair. What I'm also sensing is, this is a card, when it shows up, it indicates to me overindulging too. Somebody that is, they are prone to like emotional spending. So if you are living with family members, for example, or living with another person and you have joint finances together, I feel that they might be in the red and they might need you to help them, okay? So this person is retreating, and I feel your money coming to help them in some capacity, okay? It could be, for some of you, a mother figure, because it echoes this Nine of Cups here. So it could be a mother figure. I'm sensing mother figure, and I feel like some travels possibly being depleted as well, okay? So depleting your income, so some travel might have depleted your income as well, okay? A joint income as well. So in terms of your ninth house, this deals with higher education, and it also deals with our philosophy long distance travel as well. So religion, philosophy, higher education, and long distance travel. I feel like there's some situation here in your home environment where it's not entirely satisfying. And so I feel that you are kind of daydreaming about, trips that you can take. And you're daydreaming about, when are my vacation days coming in for some of you who are in school right now. I feel like you're reassessing your majors. You're reassessing, whether or not it's still the right major for you. And I do sense that, reassessment is not always a bad thing. It's actually a very, very positive thing to do. And we should reassess things. And Mercury in retrograde, it happens like almost like 3-4 times a year, mainly so that we can take a period of contemplation to reassess where we're going, if it's still making us happy. And if we're not happy, we need to make necessary changes. So I see a lot of students reassessing their majors, thinking about, should I change major? Should I double major? And things like that. And I also feel a lot of you are in the office working and you're just like, I want a vacation, I want a trip, I want to take another one, or, thinking about long-term travel with possibly a few destinations in mind, okay? What I'm also getting with this card as it relates to your, I want to say like your philosophy, your religion as well. And I don't feel a spiritual crisis or anything like that, but I do feel that you are I feel like you're being a little bit more, a lot more open-minded. And I feel like you might come into contact with some people who might be of a different, either a religion or a different who have different philosophical outlooks than you do. And you might reassess, like, okay, so this is a tenet of their religion that actually sounds really appealing. So it's a process of, really thinking about, rather than, thinking about things through I guess, a dogmatic lens. We're thinking about how we can take certain elements from all different religions in order to incorporate it into something that is uniquely or appropriate to us. So I feel like, rather than going through the traditional religious route, some of you might become a lot more spiritual and incorporating these things from different religions so that it fits your lifestyle. And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like this is a really, really important thing to do, mainly because your values house is lit up for this month, okay? You're really thinking about what you stand for, what you believe in. And so with the whole concept of religion and philosophy, both of these things are coming up for re-examination, because you're just like, I know I believe this and I was raised to believe this, but it's not appropriate for me. It might be appropriate for my family members, but it's not appropriate for me. So how can I find something that fits me as an individual? So this is a very positive card overall. Four of Cups is also a card about reassessment as well, okay? So reassessing are the things that we believe in, reassessing our philosophical outlooks and our religion as well. Now, the 10th house deals with your career. So I feel a lot of you are starting new work, starting new jobs. And it seems very, very positive. So this indicates a decision that has already been, brought into the picture. Contracts being signed, new beginnings to be had in your career sector. A lot of you might go off into a different career path, or you are even going through a period where, you're either getting some type of a pay increase, a pay raise, and things like that. Okay, so it looks very, very positive. They're saying like turning over a new leaf, turning over a new page. So it seems to me almost as if the beginning of something. Okay, if there has been any type of like mergers, for example, in your company, I feel that there are new positions that open up, and you might have landed like either a new job or a new position. And I feel like it pays really well, and I feel that it looks very, very positive. First of all, the 10th house also deals with the father. It's in opposition to the 4th house, which deals with the mother. So with the Judgment card, let me just say that I feel for some reason, for some of you, what I'm sensing here is they're saying reunion with the Judgment card from the father's side of the family. So there might be a family get together or something like that, where you're coming into contact with the father a lot more, sometime for this month, okay? And that's going to apply to for like, I feel majority of people that might be, if you're on your own, if you're living on your own, there's some type of a coming together, communion, some type of family oriented situation containing the father side of the family or the paternal side of the family specifically. 11th house deals with your friendships and your group associations. Let me just say here, let's talk about friends first. So the people that you have fun with and your creativity house, for example, usually, it shows up here as the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is usually two different, trying to like manage two different entities, trying to find a middle ground, trying to compromise, and trying to find a way so that we can accommodate everybody. And I feel like you are a very, very accommodating sign. And every time there's a problem, you're like the mediator because you're unbiased, but you're also like very good at solving problems. And I feel like for all earth signs in general, you're very, very good at understanding like there's a billion pieces of the puzzle. You're very good at compartmentalizing and getting a very quick like snippet of the picture as people talk. So I feel that you're very good at mediation. You're very good at like being the middleman to resolve conflict, especially, and to rebuild things and doing like damage control after the fact. Okay, so in your friendship sector, we do have the Five of Swords in the reverse. So this is the aftermath of some conflict. And I feel that there might have been some falling out. There might have been some estrangement between, groups of friends. I don't feel that it relates directly to you, but I feel that there might have been some conflict within, like a mutual group of friends, or like friends that you're seeing that they're kind of like falling out with each other. And I feel that this is a card about, reconciliation, coming back together. But I feel that you're the one that is, coming in and creating the right environment for people to come together. As it relates to group associations overall, I feel that you're doing a period of reassessment to see whether or not they are helping you professionally. So rather than relying on group associations as business contacts, I feel that you're taking a lot more of a proactive approach in order to go after what you want. So I just feel like, a lot of people in your environment, you might not be completely compatible with them. And so they're telling you as well, find friendships, find relationships, find group associations as well that really cater to your needs. So, find people that you can have like very good conversations with, that you can like know, that in and out, and that they can be there for you for emotional support, because I feel like that's really important for you. Okay, so for this month. So just follow up and, try to be, a few days that the date or the plans are supposed to take place, really follow up with them. That way you're not frustrated at the very last minute if things get canceled, okay? But I do see a lot of that in the friendship sector, in the friendship department. 12th house. Now the 12th house is a house of secrets. It's also another psychic house. And it's also rules, institutions. I'm going to talk about institutions first because we do have projects, creative ideas, creative ventures that are coming through. And this is coming through basically from institutions. So if you're working in some type of a, public sector, even private sector, but they consider themselves a big institution, I do feel there is going to be new And this is in your environment that you might not be aware of already right now. So this is a card that basically indicates new projects, new positions opening up. And usually I think of it as a vertical move, like an upgrade, like a promotion, a salary increase, or something like that. So keep your eyes out, keep your eyes peeled for this in your current environment, because I feel like there's a really, really high probability to get promotion. So if something like this opens up, then I do feel that it's in your best interest to start applying right away, okay, if you're interested in it. And when it comes to, the House of Secrets, this is a card about having a crush on someone, carrying a torch for somebody. So I feel that it's linked up here with your money house. So I feel like it might be linked up with work. And it's kind of like, harboring feelings for somebody. And so if you're a relationship, if you're having some type of conflict with relationship partner, if there might have been like, conflict between relationship partners and friends, like jealousies and things like that, I feel that you're being distracted or being, I almost want to say like there is somebody in your environment that you are harboring feelings for, okay? So it's a very, very positive card. It's something that you're keeping under the radar though, because it's in the 12th house. So that looks very good. And some of you, just some of you, might be having some type of clandestine relationship too that you're keeping in this secret sector. And this person came out in the 7th house, which rules relationships. So we're going to use that as a segue into the love, romance, and relationship spread. Okay, so give me a second. So what is love, romance, and relationships? Okay. Okay, so the first message that I'm getting here is a lot of you are entering this month wanting to make some type of a declaration of love to another person. I feel like you might have been holding back in the past, and now you want to go ahead and show your love to another person. And I feel like, male and females watching this both, I feel like if you consider yourself like a female, like a more feminine energy, you're waiting for the other person to come forward, and then you might be like, okay, enough's enough. I think I'm gonna make my feelings known. And then if you are a male watching this, I feel like you're gonna go ahead and give your feelings to somebody. And I feel like it's mutual. There's mutual reception. I feel that, the person might be waiting for you to make a move. You might be waiting for them to make a move. No one makes a move. And then this is the month where you're like, okay, enough's enough. Let me just make a move. So I do feel that energy coming back to the previous spread. Carrying the torch for somebody, like having feelings for somebody and not expressing it to them for whatever reason. So I do sense that it's going to be a good thing for you to express your feelings, okay? To show how you feel about another person, and especially if it's a new person. So don't hold back. Okay, so we have so for singles, I feel that you have somebody that you have a crush on, or you have somebody that you're like thinking about heavily. And going back to this card in your 7th house, This is a card about, not expressing how we feel. This is somebody who is, they're very cerebral, they're very, very rational. They don't really operate from the heart. And so their decision making process is greatly linked up with logic. And in certain regards, you might be dealing with this person directly, okay? Or this might be the person that you have a crush on, that you like. So air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, sun, moon, or rising. And what I'm also feeling is this is not somebody that is comfortable with emotions as well. So I feel that if you're dealing with somebody and you're just like, do they like me or do they not like me? They're not very expressive. They're not somebody that, really, I can't read them. I can't tell how they feel about me. I do feel that it's going to be good for you to express how you feel, especially if this is a new person. I've recently left, broke up with, divorced from, things like that. You have left them behind. So once again, air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, that you have, it's considered an ex now. Okay, so moving into your past. So let's talk about your love relation. True. We have here the Chariot, and the Chariot is forward movement, forward progression, and not looking back at the past, moving on into the future. So this is kind of like, that start, that green light, and it's forcing you to move ahead, okay? And it's linked up here with the Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands is basically leaving behind conflict. And I feel that if you have been in an argument with somebody, you're winning a conflict. You're winning like an argument. And, we're not talking about like, I guess like bragging about a conflict, but I feel it's almost like you have a lot of sensibilities about you. So what I feel is you are able to explain yourself really well so that you can get your point across and overcome some type of a long-standing conflict between you and a relationship partner. It's like arguing for the truth, and I feel that you've reached a state of enlightenment where they are starting to see that, oh, okay, you're right. So it's like, getting that you're right type of a admittance from another person that you're romantically involved with. It's also linked up here with the Seven of Cups. And the Seven of Cups is what I call like socially dating, internet dating, having a lot of options and things like that. When it shows up in the reverse, it basically means all the false options are kind of like falling away. You're narrowing down your options for those who are single, or you are deciding on one specific person that you really like and you want to make your feelings known to them, or you want to proceed ahead with them. So this combination is really good. So a lot of you have recently, like had a major argument with a partner and then you're reconciling, or you are single and you're narrowing down your options as to who you want to date. Let's talk about the past now. We have the Knight of Cups and the Nine of Wands. The Knight of Cups is an air sign, a water sign. So this is a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio that is showing up in your past. This is somebody that comes in, and I feel that they're not 100% whole themselves. They're highly romantic. They're highly like idealistic. They're looking for a relationship partner that nurtures them, that wants to take care of them. So I feel like this is not somebody that is 100% self-sufficient. They're also not able to, I feel like they're not able to be like a fair contributor to a relationship. And we're not talking just monetary terms. We're talking like emotionally. It seems to me as if they're kind of broken and they're looking for you to fix them, okay? On top of that, I feel like this might be somebody who's quite flirtatious, and they might have multiple options on the table, and they're not looking for a serious relationship as well. It's linked up as well with the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Wands indicates somebody with a lot of chaos and drama and, a heavy, loaded history in their past. So somebody from a broken home, somebody who might have dealt with a lot of emotional trauma as a kid. And I feel like rather than growing from it and allowing these sometimes people that have been through a lot in their lives, like a lot of instability, they have the potential to be a very wise, a very sympathetic person. And when this card shows up in the reverse position, it basically indicates to me somebody who's seen a lot of stuff in their lives. They might have seen a lot, and they might have experienced a lot, and somehow they become corrupted by it. Okay, so I feel like you were involved with this person, and this person is moving into your past. I do feel somebody with a lot of suspicions. They might have projected their suspicions on you, like onto you. And I feel somebody with I almost feel like personality disorders, such as I'm sensing like somebody who is a little bit, who takes like a victim mentality. Somebody who might also be, I feel, deceitful. Okay, so like somehow they are corrupted by their environment. And this is in your past. Present situation here is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords usually indicates to me some stoppage in communication. So I feel like that person, whoever it is, that's deceitful, is moving into your past and you're not communicating with them anymore. And a lot of you might have stopped communicating with them, like last month. And I feel that right now you're nursing a broken heart, or either that, or you're just like, I'm better than this, so I am waiting for the right person to give my heart to. And I feel like this is a card also of spiritual ascension. I mentioned earlier that you have a lot of psychic hits that are coming through for you as well. Your 8th house is loaded with that King of Cups, which basically means, having dreams, intuition, premonitions, and things like that. And I do feel that you really need to trust your intuition for this month, okay? Don't go back to that previous situation, because I feel like they have some trauma that they need to see a therapist about. And it's not your place to fix them. Let that go. Let them fix themselves somehow. It's not your place to fix them. You're supposed to come in as an equal relationship partner. So I feel that you're moving on and you're just like, I literally feel some of you are saying, I'm too old to play games. And I feel some of you are just like, no, I'm waiting for the right one. And I feel that you're doing it in a very mature manner. It's linked up here with the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is basically making a decision, like no longer being in a stalemate with somebody, no longer doing this merry-go-round and, back and forth with somebody. Just moving on from it, okay? What's crowning your reading here? And the crowning energy is something that you're thinking about. We have the Hangman in the reverse, no longer putting your life on hold for another person. Because I feel like a lot of you might realize this person, they need some help, or they're not right for you, or you can't trust them, okay? So it's linked up here with the Hangman, which is in reverse. So you're getting out of that state of limbo. You're coming into a lot of spiritual enlightenment where you're deciding that I'm worth a lot more, and I need somebody that can reciprocate, that can give me that stability and can reciprocate my feelings. And we also have as well 10 of Swords, which is basically being lied to, being cheated on. And I feel like this is something that is that happened in the past, and it's still coloring your judgment. And because you have experienced this, you're not going to put yourself through it. Okay, so crowning this reading is some trauma in the past that you're dealing with, or you have experienced, and now because of that, you're a lot more careful about people coming through. You're a lot more discerning, but I don't feel that you're jaded. I feel that you're just waiting for the right person. Moving forward, so once again, if you are in a stable relationship with another person, okay, and they don't have, there isn't deception and things like that, miscommunication and even deception, then I do feel what's happening here is, there is cooperation coming through between two partners. So I feel like I'm speaking to a lot of people who are single, and this is what's happening for those who are single. You have here the Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Wands is a fire sign. So this is an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo. This is somebody who is very, very courageous. I feel like they have a lot of experience. You know, like they've been everywhere. It seems like somebody who bounces around quite a bit. It's the King energy, so I feel like they are very, very career focused. I feel that they are somebody quite athletic. They enjoy the outdoors a great deal. They love animals. They love animals. So I feel that you're coming into contact with somebody like this, and they're charging at you. So I feel like they really like you. They're very, very attracted to you. This is the card of somebody who's like, I feel like it's very loving, very caring, very courageous, will defend your honor. So if it's a male or female, it doesn't matter. They're very courageous, okay? And it also indicates, somebody charging right at you, somebody coming right at you. They're going to make their feelings known. And so I feel that you're going to make your feelings known. So there's mutual reception here. And likewise, if you're dealing with another earth sign for whatever reason, you're dealing with another earth sign this month, there's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of passion being rekindled, okay? So Earth sign Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It looks really good. Let me just put it this way. It looks very, very good, okay? So I do see, people coming together. I feel like you are waiting for somebody to make a gesture before you give your heart away. So it's almost like this, waiting for the other person to come forward. You've already got that heart, you're ready to give your heart away. You're waiting for somebody to come forward, and once they come forward, then you're going to charge at them. So very, very good romantic reading, Taurus. I'm glad to see that. What I'm going to do is, there's a Ten of Swords here. So I'm going to use this spread, and I'm going to pull out a card just to see what it relates to and who that is tied in with, okay? So you have the Ten of Swords, which you're thinking about. Some type of a betrayal, some type of a problem that left you kind of like feeling insecure about yourself, insecure about your capabilities, and insecure about your prospects. So let me just see. I feel like it's work related, affecting your relationship. So first of all, we have here the Ace of Pentacles, new job offers, Two of Pentacles, deciding between two options, and Three of Pentacles. So we have, 1, 2, 3, which basically indicates some escalation, some financial issues that might have affected you, and that really hurt the prospects of a previous relationship. I feel like this is something that is happening in the past as well, okay? I feel like for a lot of you, you might have been married. You might have been married to somebody like that really hurt you. And I do feel like, actually stepping out on a relationship, okay? So, sorry for the barking. I'm going to conclude the reading right here. I do wish you all the best, Taurus, where you can view my availability and all of that. And if you'd like to donate to my channel as well, the link is in the information box below, all right? Take care of yourself and best of luck. Bye-bye.